at every level. And that's all relative. It's all relative because when you're coaching in high school, the guys that you're coaching against are high school players. When you're coaching in college, of course, it's the same. When you're coaching in the NFL, it's the same thing. You got good players, but so does everybody else. You got older guys, they're older than college age, but guess what? Everybody else is too, are too. So it's relative, but the things at Poway High, no, I just said it wrong. Poway. The things at Poway that allow you to be successful on defense or on offense. If you tackle well, if you play good gap responsibility, if you execute the defense assignment-wise, those things allow you to be successful. Well, they allow the Philadelphia Eagles or the Buffalo Bills or wherever John might be. Those things allow you to be successful. Conversely, if you don't do those things, they keep you from being successful. So that's at every level. Now, let me say this. Outside the lines, pro football is a lot different than anything I've been around. Outside the lines. The game's a game. I never got used to everybody being on the plane by 1:45. You know, I'm saying, where's the damn bus to the airport? You know, shit, everybody takes a damn car, you know, and whatever, and big cars. And then one of the things I never got used to was be checked in a hotel on the night before the game between 5 and 7, and I'm like, where's the bus? Are we all going to the damn hotel together or whatever? Those type things and the distractions those guys have are different than the guys you guys have. They're different than those distractions. But the game's a game. So what I did when I got that job, I was hired because the man wanted fundamentals with the defensive line. That was what he told me. I want to be fundamentally better than I am. And so I guess that's why he decided that, you know, he might hire me for that job. So I went there and I figured this. I'm going to teach it my way. I'm old enough and ugly enough, as my mama used to say, that if he don't like it, he can send my ass back south. And I'll be okay with that. But fortunately, it worked out. It worked out. And I think as you see these guys play and we talk about the things we're asking them to do, I think that you'll see. And I told Bill today, I said, I coached just like I did my last 15 years in college. I didn't change anything as far as demeanor. The thing I don't tolerate and can't tolerate and refuse to tolerate is lack of effort. Shit on that. I don't care if I'm back in that JV or if I'm on the way up to where I wind up or if I'm there. Lack of effort is unacceptable. Now, mistakes are part of mine and your responsibility as well as it is a player. I try to take that illness on me as well as I do the player. It's our job to teach them how to do things, to have a plan, to present it to them, to drill them on it, to create situations where they're comfortable with it and it happens for them the way you want to happen in the game. I have a saying, if you don't teach it, you don't rep it, and you don't get it, then don't be pissed at the player. Get the mirror out and be pissed. So I believe that you create those situations for them and they respond to them during the course of a game. Now, the first two lectures tonight are things that are very dear to my heart, because tomorrow's past stuff and everything, which I do love, but tonight is a hard hat night. It's a Wednesday practice in pro ball. It's a Tuesday practice in college ball. It's a physical stop the run. And the other thing, John, that I learned is that it's ain't no different than every other league. If you can't stop the run, you're going to get your ass whipped. And I know everybody, they throw the ball, but you got to be able to stop the run, guys. And I knew that when I went to the NFL, and all it did was verify in my mind. Okay? So one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is the block. John, you going to do that light?
Yeah.
You mind?
No, I'll be.
Hit that thing.
Something I can do.
I'll pay you later for that. Okay, hit that for me, please. defeating run blockers. Okay, now the second lecture is about block recognition and reaction. This ain't about that. This is training the guys to defeat the blockers. Okay, hold it right there if you would, please. Developing the defender's hands. Developing the defender's hands. That's one of the first things that I think that we all have to learn to do, and our players have to learn to do. Explosion out of the hips, legs, and the lower back. It's my belief that we whip their ass with this. And these are our levers. We whip their ass, those blockers' ass, coming out of the hips, legs, and the lower back. I think of it this way, and this is just me. I think of it this way. 1 and 2 go together, 3 comes next. The footwork, proper footwork. Okay? One more frame for me, please. Training the defender's hands. Okay? Roll it. That's movie talk. There you go. Here's one of our really big beliefs, guys. Inside hands win, outside hands lose. Years ago, I'm training guys on a bag. I won't mention the company. It's a hell of a bag, but it's about this wide. And I'm training their hands, and they're developing a power alley, developing muscle memory about this wide. Well, they do it in the game, and I'm raising hell at them because I don't want their hands that wide. And it dawns on my dumb ass, well, that's what you're doing. You're training them for that width. Here's what I would say to you, and I hope that you would agree with me. Every one of us in here, if we said, hey, we're going to give you $10 a pound for every pound that you can bench, we'd all lay down on that bench, and there'd be somewhere that knurling, we'd get that knurling, and we'd have an alley. It might be wide, some of us might like a tight grip, but we know where that power alley is. And to make that $10 a pound, that's what we do. Because you've trained that muscle memory at that width. So what I was doing, I'm training the muscle memory all wrong. So what we did is we developed a bag. I say me and the equipment guy, that was the width of an offensive lineman's shoulder pads. And we started training them. Consequently, we started getting more inside hands. And that's what we preach all the time. Your inside hands win, your outside hands lose, okay? Our base rule, guys. This is our base rule. If the blocker attacks you above the waist, your thumbs are up. Your hands are supinated. Anytime he's above the waist, I got supination with my hands. Okay? The next part of the rule, go ahead. The next part of the rule, well, here's the guy right here. Coming out of his hips, I hope you can see he's shooting his hands on the Texas defender. His thumbs are up. I mean, the Texas 550 type. All right, here's the other part of the rule. If the blocker's below the waist, the thumbs are down. So attack above, boom, thumbs up. Attack down, boom, thumbs are down. Pronate and supinate. Okay? Good, go ahead. Okay, here's one. Now stop it right here just a minute. Back it up just a minute. Here's a situation, back it up for me, please. Here's a situation where the guard is going to try to cut this gentleman right here. Watch him do a really good job with his hands and stay alive in the play. All right, go ahead, son. All right, the way we train that, go ahead. The way we train that, we got this little drill like this right here. That's a PVC chute. Back it up for me, please. That they built for me. Eyes up, chin up. Back him up this way. Back him up this way. Eyes up, chin up, shoulder square. Bend at the waist. Bend at the waist. Defenders bend at the waist. Offensive linemen don't. They bend at the knees. Defensive players bend at the waist and they bend at the knees. Okay? So he's bent at the knees, he's bent at the waist, shoulder squares, square his eyes up and his chin's up. Okay? And he's stepping over the bags. Go ahead. Good. All right, now we use this with our feet. This is what we talk about. Reaching and gathering with our feet. Reaching and gathering with our feet. It's my intention this. If the ball goes that way and I step with this foot right here and I get this foot upfield, if it's cut back, forget it. So we want to reach and gather. We tell them this. You got a board between your knees. If you open them too wide, you drop your board. But your board will not let you close it. We never want the heels to click. So it's reach and gather, reach and gather, reach and gather. Okay? So that's what he's doing. And always keeping that neck on a brace. Okay? Now, stop it right here. This is a drill that I do at the Eagles. I'm using that ball, and this is a cut drill. This is getting his hands. What I'm telling him here too is this. I want your eyes on the ball. I want your eyes on the cut blocker until you get your hands set. Once you get your hands set, then you're going to pop your eyes and find the football. What happens to us, all of us, we look over the cut blocker, and all of a sudden he's got us. Because we may get our hands on him, but we look, once you get him on his back, he's dead in the water anyhow. So we're trying to do this. All cut blocker, eyes up. Linebacker, good for you, coach. Coach, run the camera.
Yes.
That's really good for you. That's a good thought, I think, for your linebackers too, with the cut. Okay? So he plays the cut block. Now, go ahead and run this. Go ahead and run this. Shuffle, reach and gather, reach and gather. Boom. Okay, good. Stop it right there. Here's another thought. And remember now, all I'm doing, I showed you the drill that we do to try to help with that, okay? Here's another thought of mine. I don't think any of us get enough tackling. It's the most over talked about, damn work thing in football. And I'll tell you, I've never been around a good defensive football team that didn't tackle well. I bet you, if you think about it, y'all all been around good damn football, you still wouldn't be in the business. Tackling is such an important skill. And we really don't have time to work on it, to me, as much as we need to, okay? So, if you notice that, back up on just a fuzz, please. If you notice, one of the things that I try to do, that's good right there. That's one of the things, come on with him just a little bit. Stop. One of the things I've tried to do is this. I've tried to end everything I could with a tackle. I want to incorporate a tackle with the end of a drill. Hey guys, what the hell are we trying to do anyhow? Get off a block, play a block? What's the ultimate thing? Make the damn tackle. That's why we're putting you in that position where you'll be in position to make the tackle. So I try to end my agilities or anything I can. I try to tie it with a tackle. Now for defensive linemen, I think this is what I think. I hate to use that word. This is what I think. Shit, I can't find another word. There's two types of tackling that those guys do on a damn daily basis. It's spin tackle. Coach is a ball carrier. I do a good job. I come off. I hit you. Thing you're gonna do is spin. If you're outside where my gap responsibility is, then it's gonna be an angle tackle. So you got spin tackling and you got angle tackling. Those are the big things for defensive linemen. So I try to have a drill where during the course of the week we do some angle tackling. We'll finish with angle tackling. We'll do spin tackling. Okay. If I were a DB coach, I would have a damn sideline tackling drill. I'd try to get his ass out of bounds. Best tackler on the field is always going to be that piece of chalk over there. So I would really put a lot of emphasis on that with the DBs. If I was a linebacker coach, I'd work my scrape angles and I'd do my tackling based on that. But for defensive linemen, I think it's a spin tackle and I think it's an angle tackle. I think that's what if you'll look at your game, that's what they do most of the time. Okay, thanks. I'm sorry I got off carried away with this shit. Okay, two important factors with the hands. hand quickness. Hand quickness. Off the ground and on the man. Get them inside quick. And hand placement. Putting them in the right place to be effective. Okay? So those are things that we talk about. Quickness of hands and proper placement of hands. Okay? Run me a little bit, please. One gap hand placement. Coach, we just talked about that. One gap hand placement. This is what our theory, I call it. We want to put that inside hand. Let's say I'm a left 3, 5, 9, don't make shit. I'm over here. This is my gap responsibility. I want the inside hand in Coach's sternum, and to be honest with you, I want it in his throat. Okay? But it'll work up there. But I want it in his sternum for control, and I want it on his cuff, his bicep, or something out here. Okay? So that's his hand placement. Go ahead and run that, please. Bicep and sternum. Okay? Proper hand placement for one gap. So boys coaching high school football in Louisiana right now. Great hand placement. though, wasn't it? Good control, had his hand in place, and his other hand did a nice job getting Alabama center off. Okay, two gap hand placement. Armpits, the thumbs are up, very important to us right here. Elbows rolled inward. Elbows rolled inward. We want his thumbs up, and we want his elbows rolled inward this way. Let me tell you, if you get him here, he's going to be in your ass. It's just a matter of time. Because it's awful hard to hold him off. If you get him rolled inward, you can hold a damn freight train for a minute. It's because, I don't know why, because you can't. So, I was supposed to go a little physics or some shit out there. But kinesiology, I took it enough, I ought to know some of this shit. But anyways, that's what we talk about, rolling them elbows inward and getting those thumbs up. Here's what I believe, guys. If you're two-gapping a guy, and some of you, I've already talked to somebody about two-gapping. Some of you, it's distasteful to you, whatever. Two-gapping is hard, it takes a lot of damn coaching. It don't take big old strong guys like everybody thinks, I don't believe that. It takes a lot of coaching, a lot of reps, okay? And the reason we two-gap, John, is for pass coverage. It's for pass coverage. We don't really two-gap for run as much as we do pass coverage. And John knows my coordinator really well. This is what I'm saying. This is what the point I'm trying to make. John, you might hit that light if you want. We'll two-gap this guy. Or let's say this. Let's do it this way. We'll two-gap this guy. We'll take the will and we'll loosen him or we'll walk him out. And we'll do it to a single receiver side on the great receiver to take the slant route away. And the corner now can play an outside location and he's in better shape. He knows he's got slant help. Okay? So to do that, he now becomes a D-gap defender and this guy right here plays two. Okay? So Jim doesn't two-gap. He doesn't two-gap for run purposes. He two-gaps for pass purposes. To allow the linebackers to vacate the box for pass coverage. Okay? So there is a place for it. And I think there is a place for you, especially against certain teams. Some weeks we play more two-gap than others. But it's based a lot on our game plan, who we're playing, those things. Okay, thanks, John. Do that for me. The one over here is the defensive line coach. Back him up just a minute. This is the boy that I studied coach high school ball. This one is the defensive line coach at Alabama now. The boys have done good. This one's the defensive line coach at the Vikings. Okay, and I can come back. Go ahead and run it, son. No, go ahead and run it. No, go ahead and run it forward. And that's what we want to do to you. Okay, talking about hand quickness. There's certain things we do. You asked me about the off-season program. So holler at me if I don't answer your question or whatever. But this is some of the stuff right here. All right, hand quickness. The hands are off the ground and on the blocker. That's what we preach. We preach it all the time. The hands are off the ground and on the blocker. Off the ground and on the blocker. Get those hands on him quick and get them in the proper place, okay? So here, go ahead and run me, please. Off the ground and on the blocker. Off-season stuff. Let me say this to you. I had to hide to do the shit in college. Ain't nobody from the NCAA in here. I had to hide to do the shit in college. Okay? That's one of the wonderful things about pro ball. They let you coach your ass off up there. You know, that's one of the things I enjoyed so much. In college, they got so many damn rules now, limitation rules on you. It's hard to, you got to, you know, and it's un-American, some of that shit. I mean, I was like Nick Saban, you know, the rule don't apply to us because it's un-American, you know. So, but off-season training, I think you can solve a couple of problems if you go about it the right way. And that's hands and feet. Hands and feet. What I always believed in the off-season, that I would program the hands and feet. And when spring practice started and that ball was snapped, that would not be a concern of theirs. All they had to do was add speed and power and meanness. Because I had the hands and feet conditioned and taught in the off-season. Okay? All right, go ahead, please. Now this is a speed drill. Good, right there. This is 3 quicks. It's 2 or 3 things that we do. This one's the only one on there, but we'll do it that way, we'll do it this way. It's just like a boxer with a speed bag. It's training for speed and quickness with your hands. Back him up and go one time with him. John, this is one of our starting defensive tackles right here. Forward, please. Okay, now go ahead. That's a speed drill. Go ahead, please. Now, let me do this. Let me tell you this. Stop it right there, please. Because you're going to have a question about this. Let me answer this. When it comes up here. Years ago, I was at LSU, and I was talking to one of the maintenance guys. And I was thinking about something that I could use during the off-season that would simulate what I wanted with the hands. And I was telling him, I said, look, because I can't build shit, okay? I mean, I can't drive a damn nail. We got a toolkit at my house and it has mom on it. I mean, I got to ask if I want a damn screwdriver out there. So I told him, I said, I need something on a rod, and I got 2 pipes like this. Clench your fist for me. I got 2 pipes like this. And what I want them to do is be able to supinate their hands. I'm gonna come this way. Like this. Okay? So I'm telling him, and I said, I want the pipes have rubber coating and everything where the guys won't hurt their hands. And I looked at him and I said, shit, I don't need no pipe. I got it. I got what I want right there. I don't need no pipe. I appreciate you. Okay? I'm going to use them damn arms. Boy, did I say that too fast or what? That thing can go over worth of shit right now. It usually works pretty good at clinics. All right, but here's hand quickness. Now hold it just a minute. Look at his hands. If you let them do this, then you're pissing up a rope. Because they're not getting the spirit of the drill. They're not getting the benefit. You want them to do this. Supination. Okay? So I'm insistent that his hands are like that. Okay, go ahead. Supination. Quickness. Boom. Good, right there. Okay. That's using the arms, which we still do it. They just see in a minute, we still do it. Now the bags. That's you, That's my ring. Coach, you got the same ring as me, huh? Is that yours? Yeah. Emergency, I'm sure. So, back that thing up, please. I think I left mine in the car, I hope. So these are the bags. This is hand quickness with the bags. Boom. Boom. Get them in there. Get them in there. Okay. Quickness drill. That's a hand quickness drill. Here's what I want. Back it up one time, please, Coach. Watch your nose tackle where the arrow is there. Hands off the ground and on the man. He's now got control of the center. Nice job taking away both A's. All right, watch your nose here. Yeah, good job with those hands. All right, watch this 7 technique. One more time back, please. Great job of getting his hands on the guy. Go ahead, son. Go ahead and run. Okay. So that's a little bit about quickness. That's one of the real points of emphasis. Now we're going to talk about placement of the hands, which we already briefly mentioned. Okay, go ahead, son. Inside of hands win, outside of hands lose. All-season training. Okay. Let me say this to you. I think the round bag, my guys, when they come on the practice field every Wednesday, they work the round bag. I think there's still merit to a round bag. Stop it on this one right here when he gets his hands. Makes the elbows. You can't do a round bag like this. It forces you to get your elbows inside. Think about it this minute. Think about it in the middle and play it in your mind. It makes you get those elbows inside and those thumbs up. So on Wednesday, during the season, my guys come out. Coach Reed, let me tell you, funniest damn thing. John, he don't want no damn stretching. He don't want to be around it.
I don't either.
We don't stretch. They stretch in the dressing room. And then we have warm-up periods. But he don't like stretching. He may see the value, but he don't want to see the shit. You know, so
I agree.
So they don't stretch. They never stretch on the damn field. They stretch inside. When they come out to practice, they go to warm-up. Okay. My point in saying that to you is this. When they come on the field, my guys come on the field, they get portable goalposts from different fields and everything. The first thing they do on Wednesday is go to the round bag. When they come out to practice, before they've even come to where we work, they'll go and they'll get some reps with the goalpost bag. That's one of the best bags in football I've learned. And it's really helpful for you, whether it's the defensive ends, the backers, or your down guys, or what, it don't make a shit. It's really a good thing for you. All right, run that for me, please, son. Now he's going to work to his left. Okay? Keep going with it. Now to his right. Good. All right, stop it right there just a minute. It's my contention that if I were to try to put my hands on Winter and he evaporated in midair, that eventually the heels of my hands would meet. That's the angle I want him traveling at. That eventually, if he disappeared, the heels of my hands would meet like that. Elbows in, thumbs are up. Okay? All right, go ahead, son. This is hand placement using the arms. This again will be an all-season program. Now here's what I'd like for you to see. Go ahead and run it now. Watch his eyes. On the target, then on the ball carrier. Stop it right there. That's big. That's big. Your guys don't do it. My guys don't do it. You got to work your ass off on it. Especially the inside guys. They think things happen so quick, they got to be hunting the ball. I want them to see the blocker first. Boom! Hands on the blocker, pop your eyes in your gap. Hands on the blocker, pop your eyes in the gap. You got time. You got time. Defeat the blocker. First order of business, whip the blocker's ass, find the ball, make the play. Okay? All right, see him looking at the target. Running, please. And then pop his eyes. Okay? Now, hold it right there just a minute. This is one gap with the